All right, what's up, folks? It's your boy Tone, and this is the first episode of What's Happening with Indies, where I take a little time and interview some of these cool developers from these video games you see me posting throughout the week. And with that being said, we have a special guest here for our first episode, our guy Tony Shoulders. How you doing today, Tony?
Doing great, man. I appreciate you having me on. And definitely big shout out for sharing my game. It was kind of a shocker when I think I hopped on TikTok and I saw it. So definitely appreciate that. And I'm glad to be on.
Of course, my man. Of course. Now, I want to start this by asking you, man, what you been playing lately? What you been getting into? What kind of games you're playing right now?
Well, as you know, my internet is kicking in and out. But so lately I've been staying offline. I normally if I play games, it's online shooters. I like
Yeah.
competitive games. But lately I've been into I don't know if you ever played this game, Civilization 5. It's like a strategy game, top-down strategy
Yeah, I've
game.
heard of Civ, dude. I'm not smart enough to play Civ. I've tried one time and it's dude,
But it's tough, bro.
bro.
But that's what it's tough. I still have problems with it. Like I still play on normal when I'll play a game on the hardest setting, and bro,
Yeah.
it's tough, but it's fun, man. It's a
Hey
fun
man.
game.
Dude,
It's
that's
addictive.
dope.
Too
Dude,
addictive.
dude, that's dope that you're able to play it, bro, because I've seen like some videos and guys have like spreadsheets and all types of shit going on in Civ, man. It's like it's a really deep game. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for sure. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, so if I'm not playing like a first person shooter, I love, of course, I love like my campaign games, but
yeah,
I those strategy games, man, like especially when you have to build up a colony and then manage resources.
yeah.
So yeah, I love games like that. It's just
Oh,
I'm not
that's cool.
stressing out worrying about being competitive.
Facts. Hey, bro. Hey, I feel you. But that's cool, man. I think the only strategy game I can kind of get into is Tropico.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. And I've gotten into those, but those are they're a little more simpler than Civ, man. Civ is just like that's like top level.
It says, yeah, because you got to manage your armies. You got to make sure like your tech is
Yeah.
better than the countries around you. It's a cool game, man. Very very cool.
Well, that's cool, man. That's really
Yeah.
cool, man. I've been me personally, I've been digging into my backlog. Now, I'm a physical game collector, so I love my disc. And
Mm,
I'm still buying new games, but with the amount of games that are coming out now, bro, I can't keep up. So
yeah, yeah.
I've been diving into my backlog, and I've just hopped into The Witcher 3 for the first time.
Okay, nice.
Fucking amazing, yo. Love that game so much, man. But yeah, let's hop into this, man. So now I see your first game was released in 2024. And earlier you told me the game was called is it Ethel, right?
Ethel, yeah.
Ethel.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So how long have you been into video game development, bro?
It started with Ethel, so two, maybe going on 3 years, I believe.
Yeah? Huh.
Yes.
So 2 years. Damn, bro. Like for the quality of games you're making, 2 years, bro. I mean, has it been something you've just been like dabbling in and out of, or like 2 years, man, damn, for the quality that you're making, yo. I thought you would have been into it longer. That's dope.
Mm, yeah, no, I mean, when I started Ethel, I had zero experience. Like
Damn.
developing Ethel was a roller coaster, man. Like for the first 3 months, because Ethel took me about 5 months to develop, and for the
Uh-huh.
first 3 months was nothing but tutorials. And then
Oh.
yeah, I got to the point where I was able to like sit down and code very basic stuff,
Yeah.
and then yeah, I got into developing on my second game, and I would say 98.5% of that was all me developing, no tutorials. Just I started understanding, code and how it
Yeah.
works, and so yeah, it's been a journey, man. I didn't see myself doing this.
Yeah. Man, that's dope, bro. Like that's really dope, man. That's amazing for just doing it on your own and the quality that you're making, bro. I That's really cool, man. Now, I noticed that your games are these, walking horror experiences, which I love as well. Are these the kind of games you've always wanted to make, or did you find yourself trying it out and just realizing it was something that you love?
Well, I think what it is because like I remember when Unreal 5 came out, and
Hmm.
I looked at it and I dabbled in it, but when I actually opened up the software and I saw all the different tabs, I'm like, bruh, I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna have to be in school for like 5 years before I can before I could develop a game, and I never touched it. And that was, I don't know when Unreal 5 came out, like 6, 7 years ago. It was a
Yeah,
while ago, maybe even more. But I just remember telling, because I love watching Dashi and Corey X Kenshin on YouTube, and they mostly
yeah.
play like these little indie horror games. And I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, I feel like I could make a dope horror game. And yeah, I just when I decided to develop Ethel, I guess the reason to answer your question, I think the reason I go with horror is because I I'm a big storyteller, and I feel like with
Hmm.
horror games you can tell like a very unique story.
Yes,
There's
yes,
a
yes.
lot you can get away with because it's horror. There's a lot of different, like you can get into like different realms, so it doesn't have to necessarily make sense in the traditional sense.
Right, right.
So as long as it makes sense, in that world. So, and yeah, just I've been really enjoying the storytelling that comes with it.
But that's cool, bro, man. Hey, I love horror games, so that's what definitely made me, take an eye at your games because I'm always looking for new horror games to play. So that's really dope, man. And what you said about the storytelling in horror games, I always feel like horror works best when it comes to storytelling, like you said, because you can play with so many different things within the world as long as it
Hmm.
makes sense. So I've always, since a kid, Goosebumps was my start in horror. So
Yeah.
that was my start. So hey, bro, I love it, man. I'm loving that you're doing this. Now, let me ask: Do you see yourself getting into any other type of games in the future?
Yeah, you know what? Like, I would like to venture off. It's just I just don't have an idea of like how I can implement the what I know, like my experience.
Uh huh.
With let's say a first person shooter, like I could start getting into a game where shooting is a mechanic, but I just don't know how I would make that type of game fun. With horror, it's uncovering the story,
Right.
puzzles, you know um the jump scares, and it's like, how would I make a first person shooter story fun without the things that I'm good at,
Right.
you know?
Right. Right.
So, but no, I've definitely, without a doubt, thought about it, like venturing off. It's just really nothing really has hit me yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
So,
man, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah. It definitely. Yeah. It takes a new. It takes. I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but it's like I just think of, like you were saying, making first person shooting in horror fun. And I'm just thinking about like Resident Evil 7 and
yeah,
how that was such a big change. But honestly, it's like the shooting is the worst part of that game.
yeah. No, I agree, man. I didn't even finish that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta actually finish that.
Yeah, man. The ending kind of drops off, but I think it's still a great game. Just the shooting sucks
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah,
But
you gotta, especially if it's your core mechanic, you gotta get that right.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. And did you play Resident have you tried Resident Evil 8 at all?
Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually mixing up. So Resident Evil 7 was the one where you're in the house.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I was getting them confused. No, yeah, I finished 7. I actually beat that one in VR.
Oh,
First,
really?
yeah, it was just was crazy too, man. When
Bro.
I when I first played Resident Evil 7, I was playing it on, just the monitor, the I guess the pancake version you would call it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got to the basement and those mold creatures, first
Yeah.
appear. And that, bro, I turned it off and I never played again. I was like, that's hell no. I was like, I'm not playing this. And for whatever reason, I ended up getting a VR for my computer. And I was like, I'm gonna play that game in VR. And I ended up playing through it, beating it in VR.
Bro, that
Um,
is a different experience. You're a
it,
fucking soldier, bro.
it was a hell of experience, bro. It was cool, man. But
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
I
cool.
beat 7. I didn't beat 8. I haven't beaten 8 yet.
Never beaten 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I want you to at least check it out. Just know, and at the end, it turns into Call of Duty. That's all I'm gonna say.
Does it really?
Bro, it's wild, man. Like, it's wild. Like, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I have you play through that on your own. Oh man. So let's talk about your newest game you're working on, The Butler. And you play
Oh,
as
man.
a character Deacon, a son trying to find his dad who's gone missing. Now, how did you come up with the story for this one?
Well, it's actually a spin-off of Claire, which is my second game.
Yeah, okay,
Wi
okay,
and then Claire's a sequel to my first game, so they all connect. Um,
okay.
and I didn't just as Claire, like my second game before I came up with the idea of Claire, didn't think the story was going to continue. Then I started coming
Hmm.
up with ideas. Story ended up continuing. Then I got done with Claire. Didn't think the story was going to continue, and then just ideas started rolling. So the way I came up with the story, without spoiling, Claire, I knew there were some unanswered questions in
Hmm.
Claire, and
Hmm.
then there was a mention of a certain character, and I was like, I can probably make something around this, and one thing led to another, and it tells the story of a completely different character, his story, but it also starts explaining some unanswered questions that are in Claire, which
Yeah.
was very cool, man. I just didn't think the story was going to continue.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, probably one of my favorite stories that I wrote.
Okay, dope, man. Now, is it something that? Well, I mean, of course, you will want to get the you will want people to get the full story. But say if people just see the Butler and they're just a new person, not aware that it is a sequel. Is it easy to jump into just being a new person coming in? Would you still understand the story, or would you recommend going back and playing Claire and Ethel first?
Um, no, you would understand it. Some things might not, necessarily make sense. Like very
Hmm.
minimal. I wouldn't say minimal, but mm, I would say 95% of it you'll be able to understand without having to play Claire by
Okay.
itself.
Okay.
Um, because the way it lays itself out is you kind of understand, like, okay, the family I'm reading about is obviously a powerful family that deals. I'm not going to spoil it, but deals in a certain thing.
Hmm.
That's the best way I explain it without spoiling it. So yeah, you can start to make sense of it. Um, just like I said, there's very minimal details that won't really make sense unless you played Claire.
Okay. Okay, got you. Well, that's good to know. I would definitely, the type of gamer that I am, I'm definitely gonna go back to the first game, and I got to get the entire story. So that's good to know, man. Just in case a newcomer wants to come check out your game. Now, how's development been going? You've developed two games now. I would think it would be easier. You would think, but how's development been going? Do you still work a full-time job as well?
No, so I work part time now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then I do the games when I'm not working
Yeah.
that job. But no, development is way faster. So the Butler, I started development maybe 2 weeks after Claire dropped, when I told myself, like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
Right.
yeah, exactly. So I ended up shortly after I released Claire, and the Butler ended up taking me around 7 months.
Hmm.
And it's about the same length as Claire, which is about, it takes the average person three and a half hours.
Yeah.
And Claire took me a little over a year. So I definitely I've gotten quicker, and
Yeah.
it's easy to sit down and just code. And if I run into an issue, it's 10 times easier to trace back where the issue's coming from, problem solve it, get it out the way.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's definitely getting a lot easier,
Well, that's
which
cool,
is,
bro. And you're using Unreal, right?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Now, um, what can we expect different? With the Butler, than your other releases? Is there any gameplay differences? What can we expect that's going to change a little bit?
Oh yeah, there's definitely differences. That's my thing. So when you mentioned that you're going to start with Ethel, then go to Claire and play the
Yeah.
Butler, you're going to see a massive difference between Ethel and then Claire and then this one. It's what I got told by one of my testers is like, bro, it looks like two different people developed Ethel and the Butler.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so the differences you can see in the Butler is you have an inventory this time.
Mhm.
Um and the way the game plays. So there's puzzles, but it's not your traditional like solve this riddle, solve this combination. It's
Mhm.
more like how can I say like real world problem solving
Okay.
where the game doesn't hold your hand, but let's say let me try to think of something without spoiling some like I'll give you an example. This is not in the game, but I'll just give you an example. Like you know, you're looking up and you got to reach something off of a shelf, and you see it there, but you can't reach it. So
Mhm.
you're looking around, and I don't know. Let's say you know you picked up a ladder. Let's just say this ladder's in your inventory.
Mhm.
Nothing would be like that big in your inventory in my game,
Okay.
but you find a ladder early on in the game, and then you have to remember like, oh, I can go back and reach that thing with the ladder now.
Oh, okay. Nice. So like a Metroidvania almost.
Yeah, yeah, or kind of like I would even say like Resident Evil, because sometimes you'll find an object that you might not need right now. It's like, what am I going to
Yeah.
do with this? And then you'll
Yeah.
get to that part and be like, oh man, I could probably use this in this area.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so
Okay, I
yeah.
like that, bro. So that's cool, man. Now, do you have an idea for a release date yet that you can share, or do you not want to say anything right
Oh
now?
no, so yeah, I mean, this is a perfect time. I actually released the release date trailer earlier this morning, so you can actually,
Nice.
yeah, you can actually catch it on YouTube. And I mean, you want me to say the date?
I mean, if you want to,
No,
if
yeah,
you're
one.
ready to.
No, it's not a secret anymore. So the release date will be April 17th.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's coming up.
Nice. Coming up. Oh, yes, I got to get into Ethel and Claire. I got to hurry up.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
Okay.
said, you'll see a major difference. You know, a major difference in all the games. Like the Butler by far, the way it flows,
Yeah.
keeping you engaged without you know too much, too little, like prolonged. And then trying to figure out a puzzle kind of takes you out of the experience.
Mhm.
This one keeps you moving in a nice steady pace, and something's always happening, and it's by far like my favorite project. Like I'm super proud of it.
That's really cool, man. It looks great. I'm definitely ready to check it out. That's really dope, man. That is really cool. Now, I just gotta. We've been going about 17 minutes, so I got a couple of questions just to end this episode.
Yeah.
So what are some of your gaming influences, man? Whether it's developers, I know you said you're into first person shooters. Um, I can say what developers or games made you the developer or gamer that you are today.
To be honest with you, I a lot of people might think, oh, you make horror games, you must play a lot of horror games, and
Uh-huh.
bro, I don't.
Really?
I really don't play any horror. I'm not gonna say I never played a horror game, but I'm like I'm not an enthusiast where I
Yeah.
got to play every single horror game. I could probably count the number of horror games I played on two hands.
Dang. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really get inspiration. I think the reason I don't do that
Mhm.
is because I don't how can I say this? There's nothing wrong with being influenced, but at least
Mhm.
if you see something in my game, you probably haven't seen it in another game
I
because
understand what you mean, bro. I
I'm not
understand
drawing
what you mean.
inspiration from
Yeah.
something, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It's kind of like it's like subconsciously you don't want like a mechanic or something to even if you're not necessarily trying to take it, but like in your brain, it's like you see something and it just like locks in and maybe it ends up in your game and then you have people like, "Oh, you got this from such and such game." And it's like, "Dude, I was just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
exactly,
wasn't trying to
right.
take anybody's like mechanics or anything." So,
Yeah,
bro, I totally understand that, man. I totally understand that. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, my man, I really appreciate having you on, dude. This was a great first interview. It was great talking to you, bro. I can't wait to check out all of your games. So you'll be hearing from me soon once I get through all of the games, letting you know what I think. And I'm very excited for the Butler, bro. It looks really cool. So I can't wait to check it out, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you for having me on. Talk about the game a little bit, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the release. That's April 17th, and yeah, keep me updated. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely, bro. Then give us all of your socials and all of that good stuff where people can find you. Make sure they stay up to date with you.
Yeah, I mean, you could find me pretty much on, I mean, YouTube. I'm on X and TikTok, all under Tony Shoulders. I think on TikTok it's Tony Shoulders G because Tony Shoulders was taken,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
So, but yeah, if you look on Tony, you look me up on YouTube, you'll find me. Tony Shoulders Claire or Tony Shoulders Ethel. You'll definitely find me.
All righty, my man. Well, I appreciate having you on and wishing you much success on your games, man. And you'll be hearing from me. And you stay easy, bro.
You as well, man. Again, thank you so much.
Of course, man. Have a good one.
You as well.